So something has happened this week that I think most people are not thinking far enough about. We have a machine learning engineer from Sydney. He has no biology degree, and he has a rescue dog named Rosie. It has a very aggressive cell cancer, multiple tumors. It has only months to live, and the chemo was not working anymore. So he spent $30,000. He used ChatGPT and AlphaFold. He designed a personalized mRNA vaccine, then convinces university scientists to actually build it. And now the main tumor has shrank by 75%, and the dog is basically fine. And this is an incredible story even on its own. But I think what comes next, and this is just like a Kickstarter, is going to be so much bigger. Because this story isn't in a vacuum. I think we are pretty much in the middle of a perfect storm of something that has been building up for years. And in 2026, it's all comes together and basically blows up into the mainstream. So there are two things that are happening right now that have nothing to do with each other. The first one, the AI just got good enough to do real and personalized medicine. And what this guy did, sequence a tumor, identify mutation, design and vaccine that targets exactly those proteins. It's the same pipeline that Moderna uses. They're just running a $1 billion clinical trial on top of it. So they have the melanoma vaccine that shows 49% reduction. And we know that the science works and it's proven. And when this gets approved, it will cost around 100K to maybe 300,000K or $300,000 per patient. And this guy did it all for $3,000 in his spare time. That as a person who has no biology degree, using tools that are free or publicly available, basically using the same science that the billion-dollar companies use, just without the infrastructure behind it. So this is the one side of the equation. And the second one is that there's already a massive and thriving underground community of people who are completely comfortable injecting experimental compounds, let's call it that, into their bodies. So it's been growing for years as well, and now it's even on TikTok, so it's going mainstream right now. For one, we have the looks-maxing community. These are like teenagers and 20-something years old that are injecting peptides in their cheekbones to make their skin look better, to change their facial structures. It's like peptides for $30 from China. Some are even doing it pretty scientifically. They are running DEXA scans. They are measuring bone structure changes. And they are sold as research chemicals at this point. So this is like the, let's call it legal fiction, that makes the whole ecosystem work. We also have like this wellness crowd of podcast bros popularized by Joe Rogan, Andrew Huberman, this type of podcasts, where basically people heal their injuries and try to have optimal performance just by injecting research chemicals, basically. And this is a booming business. Officially, it's 328 million in peptide imports Q1 to Q3 2025 in the US. And my opinion is that most of these people are not reckless idiots. A lot of them are actually highly informed and make a rational decision about their own bodies. We also had Josa Zaina. He has a PhD in biophysics. And he injected himself with CRISPR on stage in 2017 to make exactly this point. Like the FDA investigated him, but he didn't care because his argument is philosophically coherent. It's, I'm an adult, this is my body, and I'm not asking for your permission. So we have these two worlds that are running in parallel. The biohackers, they had the willingness, but they didn't have the science. And the pharma, they had the science, but it was locked behind $1 billion infrastructure and like 10 years of regulatory approval and bureaucracy. And this story is the moment where they collide, I think, because now the science is accessible to everyone. The pipeline is pretty well documented and the AI tools are free. So, and we have millions of people that have proven that they'll inject themselves with experimental compounds if they believe that the risk to reward ratio makes sense. And this is like the perfect storm. And there's this like, just imagine you have a kid, it has a rare cancer, there's no approved treatment, and the doctors have run out of options. They just go home, make them comfortable. And now someone shows you a documented and scientifically validated pipeline like this, like sequence the tumor, use AI to design the vaccine, get synthesized, get the vaccine synthesized, and the tools are accessible. You could have a blueprint like in a few weeks, and it's not FDA approved. There's not clinical trial, and the ethics board hasn't signed off on it yet. Are you going to care? Like, I highly doubt it. You are not going to sit there and be like, yeah, well, the regulatory framework hasn't caught up yet, so I guess I'll just wait and maybe die. So no, like, you wouldn't. No one would. Nobody will. Even if it's not your kids, even if it's you, like 6 months to live and you've exhausted every approved option, well, you probably know what to do. You know, you're injecting the self-made vaccine. Like, of course, yeah, it's your own body. So yeah, where am I going with this? I think it's pretty predictable. Someone will build a platform where you will be uploading your sequencing data and will get a vaccine blueprint in a couple of hours, like in like a week, maybe 48 hours. And the startup pitch basically writes itself. Science is validated, tooling exists, demand, yeah, we don't even need to talk about the demand, it's enormous. We also will have medical tourism 2.0, just countries with lighter regulations. They still have the real scientists, real labs, just outside the FDA jurisdiction or the Western Europe jurisdiction. We already have this for stem cells in South America. The mRNA treatment will be just like the next thing on the menu, basically. And the third one is that we will have the documented human cases, and they will start accumulating publicly. One person will start this. They will post their real biomarkers, then 10, then 100, and well, then you will have the 100 documented cases, and this changes the conversation completely. Like, we had the HIV activism in the 1980s, and it went exactly like this. Patients basically built underground treatment networks because the approval process was just too slow and the people were dying. So eventually the whole system moved. It always does when you just can't ignore the evidence anymore. They can't keep denying it. So also the cost, it just goes one way. Genomic sequencing was $1 billion in 2001. 3,000 in 2025, and it will be like $300 in a few years, maybe 2 years. The tools like AlphaFold is free. The mRNA synthesis gets cheaper every month. And at some point, we will have a $300 baseline pipeline, and it can't be contained. We have normal products that cost less than $300. It's nothing. So it will be even available for the poorer countries. So the director of the RNA Institute that built Rosie's vaccine himself said, this is democratizing the whole process. And once something gets democratized, it doesn't go back. Knowledge is out, the pipeline is documented, and the tools will get cheaper every month. So my prediction is the next version of this story won't have an ethics application. Paul said it took like 3 months and over 100 pages. So this was bureaucracy overload just to get his dog a vaccine. And the next one, like he had the luxury to wait 3 months. I think the next version of the story, the person who will do it, he won't have it. So it will be an even greater breakthrough moment for humankind.